Danganronpa.
What's up, you guys?
So I voted in your poll already. Yeah, the scary noises should be free because I want to scare the shit out of you from the bedroom and hear you freak out. That'll be excellent. I think that would be insanely satisfying. And I don't think you should make me. I would get a lot of enjoyment out of me freaking out. Oh, so free for just me? That's
Well, for you again.
well, fine. I liked it. In case he's silently lurking on the stream. Wait, I think we're about to start. Is it the investigation or the actual trial?
I don't remember.
Milo, my dog is licking this cardboard box like it's got meat in it.
Right?
Summer, shit. She ate something off the floor. My dog may or may not die. It might have been a hot Cheeto.
Probably been a hot Cheeto.
Because I see a piece of hot Funyun on the floor.
So what was
She's gonna have fiery poops.
They're in the repository, then I guess we should head that way for now. What was the repository? Oh,
The library, right?
was that it?
Because I was all like, why the fuck?
Repository.
I'm like, are we British now? Is it just a study room then? I don't know. But I remember thinking, why?
Okay,
We're doing Taka and Hifumi's murder right now, right?
yes.
Okay.
Is it just these two? Oh, I see. This one.
So, what is a repository? Honestly, I've got to confess, my eyes hurt so bad from all this makeup I've got on. I do not know how people do this every day. I do not know how I used to do this every day, and I see why I got, like, eye
Over
infections
it.
all the time. Not over it, I got, like, eye infections. It's why I had to start wearing glasses again. Like,
Oh, that's right, the dead bodies.
Hifumi and Taka.
For a moment, you ever seen these images? Is that it?
Yeah.
Start calling for a moment.
So then.
Rigid.
No. Out of here. I may not use my English degree, but, like, don't.
I still have real cool.
Well then, let's get started.
She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies. It was good, run.
I knew it.
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons.
Her movements were so smooth, she was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more confident. Weirdly enough. We have dead bodies.
Oh, I think both the dogs are hungry.
You want some comidas?
Excuse me.
With some breakfast? He knows what breakfast means. Weirdly enough.
I did feed them this morning.
Listen, if it was smooth,
Sounds like hail.
yeah, the hails. Giant glasses. The nurse's office would be secretary. The repository.
What's that?
I just can't see how that's possible.
I've recently started getting into wigs and I love them. I love them so much.
You got it.
Why are they so expensive? I mean, obviously there's cheap ones, but She'd like a nice one, you know?
She doesn't want the cheapies in
I
the
checked my wish list.
Right?
I don't have one, but send me one anyways. Makoto, I found something.
You did?
Hey,
It's your balls. Remember those? I cut them off. They were my purse.
No, I gave them to the blue hair chick from the very beginning. The one that died.
Sayaka?
Yeah. You left them in your purse. Here.
There.
He did.
Something about a wristwatch. Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much?
No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch.
so then,
Take a look.
Yes. Broken. So the hands aren't moving, right?
It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant.
That's a very good point.
And if you notice, the hands are frozen. It just passed 6 o'clock. That's gonna be a truth bullet later.
So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken.
Was it? Oh my. Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at her.
So I know it's a little late in the game, but if we ever play this again, I think every time someone's already dead and we see them again, they need a ghost voice.
A ghost voice.
It's almost 10 o'clock. I don't know if we could get through without laughing.
Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
Like a ghost scream, I love it.
In other words,
So, if it worked at 10 p.m. last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6.
Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Nice!
Honestly,
However-
I was like, how would you not know if it's AM or PM? But I forgot not all of those wrist things have the little, like some of them have a little window.
To let you know.
Yeah, it's like AM. I guess maybe you can set it, but damn, I feel stupid.
Oh, he's gripping something.
Makoto.
Something like-
Can you try and pry it
I
out?
don't want it.
I don't want those germs.
Right?
Boys
Rigor
are better.
mortis.
Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? I mean, look at Sayaka. Not
man.
Sayaka. What's her name? The big muscly one.
Right?
Like, I'm pretty sure she could do better.
As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched hand. A piece of paper.
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand?
What's up, Mo? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of a pen. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it? Damn. Nice bird.
is that
The
right?
doggies were hungry.
Summer shouldn't have been eating those freaking Cheetos off the floor. I wonder about that.
Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Hifumi's body now.
Okay, bye.
Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own.
Scrap of paper. Very nice one. I mean, okay.
We've got to dust the TV later. It's got like a spot. It's like
Right in the center.
So,
Yeah, I got you. Let's see if I can do it. Yep.
Doesn't Kyoko get creeped out poking at dead bodies and stuff?
Clearly not. Oh my god, like something like... I don't know if it was sugar or what.
Yeah,
It
Mo,
was-
we can hear you or see you.
Why is he yelling?
Because he says IDK if these are even reaching you.
Yeah!
So if the
Yes,
sound
sir,
off-
Mo. Hold on, let me make sure. Just a little bit more game. Yes, Mo, we can hear. We can see your messages loud and clear.
Sakura, that's her name.
Indeed.
I did it more than I expected, to be honest.
Look at this.
What of
The corner from the wood!
that's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him.
hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants.
Whoa!
So I can only assume
Booty
he's
takes
hidden it
booty.
on purpose, you see?
It is bad.
Summer,
Wait,
you're not starting
so
to
you-
get high, why?
Why is that?
Sorry, she's all trembling, and I'm like, fuck, if she ate something poisonous again, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Tim's.
It was just his pants. Not like his socks or something. Socks are grosser to you than someone's pants?
I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a
I
look.
don't know how to reply to that moment,
Right.
so you'll have to do that.
And think of how it was stuffed down his pants. It's like, better be important.
Fumir, I'll never forgive you for
I
this.
swear to God.
I'm not touching ball paper.
If I find a...
I found a hole.
Oh, hole. I
Maybe
can't
we
find
can use it
See?
to escape.
I need my glasses.
Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 p.m.
Alrighty, Mo. Well, we will see you soon. See more of you soon, I guess. Oh, shit. Now, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6.
so
That sounds very familiar.
That's it. It's the same thing Hiro said. Maybe he was telling us for sure.
however,
Gotta remember to keep an eye out for our pizza.
Oh, fair.
Although it's not exactly the same, is it?
Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Lord really can't find out. So don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
That's different.
Oh, the time is different. So did someone try to kill Hiro, didn't show up, so they ended up...
Did the hero not show up? Is that what happened?
I think he was like, I was just freaked out, and I was like, fuck that. I think that's what he ended up doing.
Is
Maybe
that
if Hero
right?
had come, he would have died.
Probably. That doesn't mean blah, blah, blah.
so
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there.
There's a meaning to part of it being ripped.
No shit?
Could you maybe explain a little more? Because I'm an idiot.
Think carefully.
hey,
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly?
I have no idea.
so then,
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
And, like,
He tore it, like...
snatch it out of the hand.
hey,
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The 2 victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out.
Were they... Wait,
Whoa! Our order is already out for delivery.
Very nice.
Now comes the hard question of, do I take this wig off? Or just like put on a big sweater and hope it covers it up?
Take it off, because someone's going to make a comment.
But it's gonna be so hard to put back on.
Well, that's your fault. Is it under my name?
Oh, well, I paid for it with the card, so...
Yeah, technically. Sure.
promise.
If they end up saying, "Oh, you still need to go down there because it's not
I'll
you,"
yell from the window, give him my pizza.
So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbook this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role.
A handbook may play a role. I don't think
I wonder if the other games, like in this series, are as hand-holdy as this one when it comes to like explanations.
maybe e-handbook has been added about carrying.
Ding
There
dong,
it is.
Bing bong. It's time.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
Here
Like
we
the
go.
bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life
No,
and
but I
death.
just feel like on my own, I've got two voices. Like my
And
regular,
so,
I'm tired.
with
I
no
switch voice.
further ado, everyone, please
And then the
meet
voice
at
I
the
use when I'm working.
usual spot. Make your way to
Wow,
the
way to
red
go.
door on the
How
first
cool.
floor of the school.
You did a great job.
See you soon.
See you soon.
See you soon.
It would
Bye.
It's in Fort. Oh.
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end.
Yes.
You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusions.
Well, even if I don't, it's not like I lose.
Honestly, though, on this case, I am a
Shall
little
we
bit
go?
more like, what happened?
Okay.
You know, for the other ones, it was like, it's
Very
clearly
spot on.
such and such.
Ugh.
And this time I'm like, who could be motivated the most, I guess, by, what is it this time, money?
I think so.
So I'm just like, who could be motivated the most?
I'll gather at the red door. And as soon as we were all there.
Monokuma appears!
It's horrifying.
Oh, God.
Oh, you know what? At least the pizza people always call when they're here.
That's fair.
I'm like, my husband's coming down to get it. Just,
Give it to him.
like,
He's
it's
surprised.
Wrong.
No, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast, it only looks like I've multiplied.
That's horrifying.
Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Aren't they both real? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough
You're not
crowd.
playing along. Go on.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain trail elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
The pain
Let's go.
train.
Okay, then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on. I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the
I
heck?
told you already. I didn't do it for cereal.
It just seems so obviously not him that if it is him, I'm gonna be so fucking shocked. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note?
Well, no. What?
How unfortunate. It would seem we have our culprit. I don't know, maybe though. Maybe he was the accomplice. And he got it pinned on him. So now he's like, fuck, I helped, but I didn't actually do it, and now I'm
Right.
gonna go down for it. This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
Like he probably didn't know that.
They were gonna double cross him and
No, because I don't know if they knew that the rule of if you're an accomplice, you're not gonna get the point.
they told him in the beginning.
Oh, I thought they said it at like.
No, I think
That's
they
right.
said it in the beginning. I wonder if Byakuya didn't set him up.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do. I just got it. I can't let whoever killed Fumi and Taka get away with it. I gotta do it. For everyone who's still alive. Just do it. And for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is...
I think somebody's blaming it on Hiro, and that someone is either Byakuya or Sakura.
The doors closed on their own. Ding, ding, ding. And the seal box began to move again.
Our dogs are fucks. I love them though. They're my whole world.
Adorable little bastards, huh?
I fell in love with them on accident. I was never an animal person. And then Milo wormed his way into my heart. And then Summer freaking smashed it. And now my
Is the stream
babies are
working for you right
everything.
now?
Yeah. Like, I've been watching it just fine.
This is fine.
When I see all you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst. Only because of you.
Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other, man?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop moving around and get
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action class trial after this commercial break. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. It's your sights.
I do like though how we get to see all the dead people with their pictures. I miss June Blood all the time.
And so, the curtain opened once again. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly fire.
A deadly fart from one of my dogs. Literally all the time.
Listen, go saving it. Okay, set skills, did we get anything new? Oh, we did, look at that.
It's cool and composed. Ooh. We have enough for maybe one more thing.
Breathing technique. Focus gauge recovery.
We can't afford that though.
Oh, that's fine.
Plus 4.
Hold on, folks. Give us a second.
I've hijacked Victor's chat while I wait for pizza. I don't think anyone's gonna hear this, but hi anyways. I like doing bad voices and laughing at this game. I like lots of point and click games. I'm watching the dogs freak out because Victor left. Every time that happens, they run back and forth and back and forth. They get so lonely. Do your dogs get lonely? I mean, I know it's not just mine, but anyone else is like freak out and run around? We've been home too much and I think it upsets them. My food is here. Ramble over. Goodbye.
Sorry about that, folks. Had to run and grab our food. Okay, so.
I think our breadsticks can wait for us 30 more minutes. They should still be warm. I'm gonna take this moment to complain that Pizza Hut did not cut our pizzone.
That's funny.
And now I don't know which one it is. Honestly, it's pretty big. I hope it's yours. Fuck you guys for real.
That's hilarious.
This Pizza Hut is so shitty. Like, none of this is cut.
Trial.
Why the fuck do I tip you?
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive, and I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will. Now then.
Oh, everyone else will
who did
graduate?
it.
We already know who
that?
did it.
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we
Well,
found
they're
him in
gonna
that suit.
talk. I'm gonna
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
His own mystery reveal.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
Yeah, who are you calling a murderer? You actually are a murderer.
Right,
I am sorry to
genocide
say,
Jill.
Hero, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to 8 points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
So, keep it in mind. I need to double check, but I think I looked that up.
Everything else we can do.
everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
If we really go through with this and just
I don't know
accuse him
anything
and he
about
dies
that
straight
stuff.
up, I'm gonna be a little
It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Or you'll have to explain
Hero,
it to me.
why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
He has perfect handwriting.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No, it's wrong.
No!
His writing is fucking immaculate because apparently he freaks out if it's not the person that's coming get him.
Are we sure Hero really made those
Something like that,
blueprints?
wasn't it?
I think it is, but I love that. Like, he looks like the one to have the worst handwriting.
And he has the best one.
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that
I
Hero
know, I forget
wrote,
that for this part when
asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
I'm a stoner, man. I don't know anything.
Fair enough,
Some
though. I will
color.
give him that.
Are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
Just pretend she's Southern, you guys, because I think my accent.
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's
If
innocent
not better,
as
at
well.
least
It's more enjoyable.
funnier.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Byakuya.
Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
No.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit.
Or somebody smaller?
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Tell me who, Makoto?
Of course, he passed it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Yeah, Makoto.
The suspicious individual.
The Illuminati.
Hina.
What? I mean, I guess, but I would go with the Illuminati before that. Shit, I'm confused.
But it can't be Hero, so I would say Hina.
I guess. Like, yeah, I don't want it to be true. Pick her.
Okay, let's
Shit.
go. I don't think it's fair.
Shoot!
Embarrass myself in front of everyone.
It must have been the Illuminati.
Hero.
I got it!
Yeah, Hero.
Other than Hero,
Other than
I
Hero,
can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
Well, he is.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So, like, he did
So what
kidnap
you're
them, but he
saying
didn't kill
is-
them?
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
I don't like it when he's all know-it-all-y.
What?
So
Now
is
that's
the
a bold
robot suit
assumption.
just something
And what
else?
reason do you have to make such a statement?
I
You do
stick by
have a
what I
reason,
said. I think
yes.
it's an accomplice situation.
Or maybe like someone knew that he was making that, so they thought if I make a weapon, that it can easily link to just that character in general.
But I think if maybe we didn't actually see the robot, because they've already decided, like, no, Hiro was there, he was definitely in it. So what role did he play?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
My girl
All
Hina.
things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Right, like the cart.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
God, leave me alone.
Like, damn, Dick, if you're gonna throw me all the shitty parts, at least let me say the fun words too. The tarp and the dolly, right?
I got it!
You got it.
Yeah, you could have told me to pick two.
I got it!
You picked the dolly too.
They were
Right.
a
A
dolly,
dolly
and
and
a
a dolly.
tarp,
We
right?
needed two because it could be perfect.
What's wrong with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
It's a repository.
And when we found it for the second time, it was
Storage room?
wrapped in a
No,
blue
can't.
tarp, right?
Storage room, probably.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room.
No. The same clang.
So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly.
And there were some weird tracks.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
His heels.
His Heelys.
so did the dolly.
The dolly was there too.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the
I
equipment room
just
when we
said
found
it
Taka's
out.
body?
Right? Like, yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Like bodies.
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room.
Right.
Is it not possible
Like, I
that it was
told
in
you
the
how it
repository
got
all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in
bitch.
being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
Listen.
We
Listen.
have all accepted
Listen,
the fact
Linda.
that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
I'll look for one. Let's see. A blurt. Shut up, blurt.
Right. I need to make that a favorite. Tell everybody.
Right, we're gonna need that word.
Let's talk about reloading. Starting with starting with this next bullet time paddle. We're gonna add one more ingredient to it. Bottom of the screen, underneath the temple mark, you'll see your ammo cap.
I found a shut up and I shared it, but it must have been quiet.
Well, because ours are muted and we can't hear it through here. It has to be through like a secondary.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Or actually, I can hear it through TV, but because I have it so quiet, I'm trying to let it be too loud. Oh, fair, so you can hear the game. Oh, shit. It only costs you 1 bullet to destroy any single marker. Once you run out of bullets, you can destroy any. You can't. Okay. So the tab key. Got it. Where's the tab key? Time. Of course. Where the tab key is function with Okay. I'm reload at the start of fever time. Okay. Well, good. See that video.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you.
There we go. Final strike.
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Get out of here, Celeste.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
It does that whenever you do the blurb thing for some reason. I'm glad it's not just me. So just like jump out of the video and then like just reopen it. Well, like close it.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
The wheels have a blood stain.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Damn, girl.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is
I
it?
don't hear your own voice.
I'm not sure that really matters.
Fair.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Now that the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Right, just bend over and push.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, you can't in that costume.
I remember it being super blocky.
You're
Yeah,
absolutely
like,
right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember? When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure
I
myself.
think he's an accomplice.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Taking my picture, paparazzi.
Duh.
There's absolutely no chance that costume takes off.
You can't keep it.
I got it!
You can't. Like, we had
I don't
to help
think
him.
taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
Why would you make something you can't take off by yourself?
I make some freak thing.
Just go shoved into it. There's a class. Sturdy. Can't get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
No
he
shit.
could have gotten it off by himself. I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
He's dumb, but
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body,
Yeah.
it couldn't have been Hero in the robot
it's
suit,
gonna be awkward
correct?
to like.
Leave it halfway.
No,
Yeah.
wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
What did you take? Oh, that's right.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Wait, is he really being dragged
If whoever
away,
was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
I'm feeling so dumb
Besides,
with this case.
do
Like,
you
I missed
remember what the
something.
now deceased Hifumi said?
Like something essential.
How did she get hurt?
Oh.
What guy?
Oh, Justice. I'm sorry to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
Shut the
The
hell.
individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Shut
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Yes.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
There's no hurry.
Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every
That's
angle.
right. You tell him, Kyoko.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the
I
beginning.
don't think I'd ever fully
Maybe we'll
heard what
uncover
Sakura's
something new.
voice sounded like.
And you were just blown away.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Good point.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Up your boy.
All right then, let's take another look
Some
back at
people
what
party
happened.
on a Friday night
I
I'm
suppose
gonna
we could
sit
start
here
with
and
this morning.
and stream.
Four
with
of
my
us gathered
Arizona
together in the
teens.
dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while.
Oh.
Nobody
Respect my
else showed
Junko, I
up,
love her.
so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
7 a.m.
As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
All beat it up.
He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
Hero's shadow looks like a mom.
What's wrong?
Same faces.
Saw a shadow. Something moving around the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor.
Yes.
Did Celeste
soon
do it
after
and I
that-
missed all the clues?
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
That you did, that you did.
For real, she did it? I missed out?
No, I'm saying that she did yell out.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him. The spray crashed into my hands. You're an officer, that's true.
I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway and disappeared.
Feeling the old with two
And
sisters.
then,
What was that? Came from downstairs. It must have been.
It's Ruby. He's fake.
at that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after
We're
the
losing
suspect.
our co-star for a bit.
Hello?
When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
What?
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
Yes.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Very surprising. Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies.
Yes.
And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository,
Ugh.
which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Yeah.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Yes. See. What happened to Taka? I have to find
I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Shoot!
Oh, that was a 400.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before perhaps it was...
We already know what order they were killed in.
What?
Shoot!
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
No, focus gauge. No. Space key. No. Fast forward. No. Weak spots. When characters talking, some text may appear in yellow. Firing truth bullets. Firing truth bullets. Quick select. Hold down the left mouse so you can use that weak spot as a temporary truth bullet. Oh, okay. That's right. Okay.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding... I wonder if... Or perhaps it was...
We already know what order they were killed in.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
The last people that have died so far. The hammers were used in the
If
same
anything,
order,
that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Exactly.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Yes.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
I think it's the watch, isn't it? Ah, the wristwatch. Oh my god.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared forward. Again, this same exact scene. It's almost 7 o'clock. You know what? Bedtime for all little boys and girls. There he is. There's the victim.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least,
Can you not see
we're all
them
safe.
literally talking, Mo? Oh, this is very... How about now? Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better?
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know.
So can't
They
you
must have
see all the
recorded him
pointy
screaming
people,
on a tape or
pointy hair
something,
people still
then played it
alive?
later on.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Your tape.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream.
Pointy
Since
hair
all
girl.
of
You're
us
a
were
pointy
there
hair girl.
together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct?
I think so.
And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room.
Sure.
At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Yeah, 100%. She's a killer, so she's the one
Even
that did
if
it.
she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words,
Lies,
it is
lies.
impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's right. Let me bring this down a bit. There we go.
Hey, shit!
Are you okay?
Tripping over children's toys.
Yeah, I know. It's the worst thing.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't
I think
figure
my
out
mom
how to
will
explain his
just call
body
it
disappearing.
My grandpa's favorite.
Oh.
And according to what Celeste
She's
said,
like, but don't tell anybody.
Okay.
I wouldn't. But odd
Could
that
not
she
have
called
been
to tell
gone
me
for
that.
more than a minute or two. So the killer is able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? Question mark.
It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Don't make the same.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
How?
What?
Are you Sherlock
How?
Gnomes?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Because it wasn't dead yet?
The dead body moved on its own?
Of course it did.
No!
Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is... we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Yes.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Is it really possible?
He faked it for the cameras.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement
I feel like
along with
Celeste
the
has
rest
been
of
playing
us.
this whole time.
Hifumi's
When
dead
it's
body
me.
had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Damn it, now I heard it go.
Shoot! Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was...
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Damn it, that's the one I wanted.
Are you saying
That when we first found there's a chance he...
No, Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body with Hifumi's dead body, and that is...
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi and there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Woo!
No, that's
That
wrong.
was a weird one. I didn't get how those two went together.
Yeah.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made
That's what
really
Mo said.
intended for Hifumi?
She does have freaky ass hair.
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
Oh,
That's right.
So they found it at
It
the
wasn't
same
long
time.
after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So the announcement really could have been
So there's
for
a
one
good
dead
chance
body
we
while
made
they
a
were finding
mistake in
the
there
other
somewhere.
one. And so each person
I
thought,
think
like,
we
oh, this is for
confused
me.
whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
Remember how they found the other body?
First of all,
think you
if
even
two
mentioned
bodies
it, like,
had been found,
where's the
there really
announcement?
should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only
I agree, Mo. I
broadcast
think
when a
she did
body
it
is
too.
discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Wait, hold on. First time played. Yep.
Second time was when Toko was unconscious. I feel like that's the second time we heard the
When both bodies were rediscovered.
Oh, right, because after Toko's
We
body,
heard it a second
they
time
didn't
in the
make the announcement 'cause
repository
we wondered, like,
when we
what is she
rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. Body has been discovered. Oh, did you bring out the chicken? Because you want it like sooner than later.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually
Still alive.
being discovered for the first time.
Oh, that's what.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Correct.
Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Bada bing,
That is
bada
the
boom.
worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Yes,
Okay
there
then,
is.
let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
Well, this whole thing is pointless.
Yeah. So there's no 2 a.m. anything for me.
And I'm not gonna fry anything at 2 a.m. that would upset your stomach.
Well, no, that's fine. Go to sleep.
Well, but if you wake up, I know, I won't jinx you. If you wake up and something is actively frying, you would not feel it.
Well, here's one
But
thing
luckily
we
it's
do.
only 7. I thought it was way later.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned,
I think it's like
shoot.
I know. Sorry, I had it.
Well, here's one thing. The first time we found him, and then
So it
his
sounded
body
like you
just.
shut
And the
me up,
next
which-
time, it was in.
But when you compare his body before, other than the
But is
change in
there
how it was
position?
positioned, there was no notable difference.
I was gonna say the difference. It's that one.
No,
I
it's
literally
not.
thought that's what it was going to say. I didn't know she was going to give me a different one.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
You did it, Celeste. And I'm gonna call you out.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood.
And then we found him again. They were.
But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Oh, Mo, if you're still watching,
I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Thing. So you know. Oh, the thing that I found in...
Yeah, his cleaning cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear.
Princess.
This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean.
I remember thinking it was a room.
And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
I'd still fuck you up.
And whose digital camera was it?
Even if it's true.
Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
He's a secret fanboy.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
Who needs Windex?
So what you're saying is...
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
I think
the
he
fridge
really
in the
injured
nurse's
himself,
office
but, like,
contains
before
packs
he
of blood for emergencies.
Oh, the blood
He
packs,
probably
like,
used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
I'm not gonna see an execution.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
No, she can't be the killer.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Pointy hair person is Sakura, so she'll be the next.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside.
Oh, I hate makeup.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
No.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Are you gonna toss it to me now?
There's more?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Oh, the note.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
Yeah, see, you forgot about
That's
Byakuya.
right.
You already messed
We
up.
found it stuffed in his
See, now you're
pants.
dead. They got you in the cage now.
In his pants?
Yes, his
Then
pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants
I
for
think
now.
Twitch banned one of
Take a
his
look at
words.
what the note says.
There's a bunch of stars.
Oh, probably. That's funny.
You gotta get creative.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been... I got it! That's right! Taka!
Right.
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Yup.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Like Jack is serious and scary, but still. I can't let it get to me. No, that came in.
I was gonna say somehow, no.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong!
Get out of there.
I do not know how you made that connection. I'm feeling dumb. My brain.
No,
Is it the wig?
there
the
absolutely
wig?
is a
Is
connection.
it leaching toxins into my
What the
head?
hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Not the red one?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
I mean, not really. but
Well,
okay.
when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then
Thank you for
someone
making us
used
fight
that
you.
note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
Right?
But if
Tell
they
you,
gave the note to
Byakuya looking to
Taka,
spice that shit up.
what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Oh my gosh.
Corner.
I got it!
I got it!
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Okay, so you got at least a little part of it, right?
Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
Too, but...
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
He's still alive.
Sorry.
No.
He's dead this time.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
Yeah, like he probably got there with the
So,
body.
he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Oh my.
Damn,
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Is where's all the weed?
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository,
How was he killed?
the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Rude ass.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
Why are you running?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
That was perfect.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
I think somebody did, right?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Shoot!
What was used? Was it just maybe Justice? Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody? Sounds Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make it to check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No,
It was just
it
a
was something
regular
completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository
Honestly,
were
I
covered
thought
in
all the
flecks of
Justice
grit
Hammers
and
came from
debris.
the repository,
But for
so
some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma Files note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with.
I hate you. I hate
And the one who betrayed him.
No, if you had
Hold
your
on a
headphones
moment.
on, you could hear
I
it.
still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with
I
him.
don't have my headphones on.
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Killing people is fun.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Help each other.
Based on the rules that have been laid out, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply
That is how the rule was.
But that only really applies in this case, however, there were two murders.
Sweet.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in, only the one who actually carried out the act can assuming the rule holds true.
No, that's wrong.
He's wrong. Oh, looks like Alex is here.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme.
Killing someone for each other.
There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, If there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
Yep.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
No, it shouldn't be paused.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
Oh,
and then to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Sorry about that, Mr. Alex. I noticed that it does that on the phone. It doesn't do it on the computer, but at least it didn't for me. But on the phone, it definitely does it.
They technically carried out my teeth.
Oh, whoa. Think about it, she's almost 2 years. Getting turned. Like, it's almost no matter how good she is at this.
Like, I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
Was it detective?
That's what she
That's
is,
problem
right?
numero uno right now.
Yakuya? Celeste?
It's gonna be Celeste.
Okay, let's pick her. She's kind of a bitch, and her accent gets in trouble. The girl who's not even looking at you.
Here's my answer.
Yep.
It was Celeste.
Very nice.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
Shut the hell up.
A joke?
A joke?
I wonder.
I hope she's gonna die because I've been
So what you are
that
saying
curly
then
girl, Celeste,
is that I
like,
specifically chose
a
to
bad
work
accent,
together with
so-
Hifumi.
I'm glad.
The
I'm
idea
ready to
that
be
I
done
would
with her.
choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Oh my god.
Did she lose her?
Pardonnez-moi.
Yeah.
Just to be clear,
She got
there
angry
is
at Monster
evidence to
accent.
support.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Oh,
He was like obsessed with her.
Celeste?
Yeah.
I thought he was obsessed with violence. Oh my god, Genocide Jack.
I would say the paper hit him in his pants.
Shoot!
Oh, I lost the point.
Feed my game. Screaming? Oh,
I got it! The
I
behavior
was
they had in
thinking.
common has to do with the
I
suspicious
saw
individual
you.
in the suit, doesn't it?
Yep, they're the only two that said it.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste
That's why they
and
were trying to
Hifumi.
pin it on.
Shush. The adults are talking
That's
now.
why she was so like.
It was
Sorry.
No matter what.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid
Thank you,
eyes on the
Alex.
costumed
Very
individual.
nice of you. Very kind.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Hearts forever.
Are you saying
Alex needs to play
everything they
Little
told us was a
Misfortune.
lie?
If you
After
haven't,
taking
you need
Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for
I
this
think you
individual,
and
correct?
Brittany would get a kick out of it.
Right.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
What did she say? I don't know what she said.
Damn, how far away did we get from them days of laying in the floor watching the PlayStation 3, or the PlayStation 2?
Whatever. Alex.
We headed to the
Yes.
second floor
Man, that
specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
8 years ago, something.
Next, to
Right.
draw us all to the
No, I
physics
think
lab
that's-
up on the third floor.
Alex, every time I say this, I think
She
of you.
let out a blood-curdling
sounds good?
scream.
And when we'd all
Every time
come
I
to
say
see
that, I
what
think
was
of
wrong,
being Alex
what was it
and
she
I was always
said?
hungry. Don't say why, obviously. But yeah, I think of Alex every time I say,
You know what sounds good?
you know what sounds good.
So, oh, hello. I'll just call you Junior. Hello, Junior. How you doing?
Yeah, Store-bought called it. It
Once
looks like
she'd
it's about
done
to be
her job
Celeste
of
right
getting
now.
us
We're gonna
all
get
up
to
to the
see her
physics
torn
lab,
apart.
it was time for her
We're doing good.
partner
We're
to
gonna
get to
see-
work.
You came just in time for the violence.
Yeah. just to see the execution of someone.
I wonder if they're gonna rip off like her ponytails. That's what I would do.
Tie her up and then just swing her around until it rips off her head.
Or like, you know, like what drawing and
It was to
quartering
get
is,
us
like,
to
when you get
divide
tied to a
into
horse,
two groups.
and like they run off in different directions.
So
and, like,
that
pull
we
off
would
the-
discover both
That's what I
bodies at the
imagined, but
same
like-
time?
In fact, Celeste
She
was
said she didn't feel
precisely
that
the one who
everything
proposed
good
that we
was in
split
close
up.
proximity. That's fair. We were close to a lot of stuff.
So much.
McDonald's, God. And we're doing good, Junior. Just,
Getting through the end of this trial.
yeah.
It's been a whirlwind, I can't lie. I didn't follow most of it right up until the end.
Well,
Yeah.
I've
if
been better
Celeste
about it
and
until this
Hifumi
time.
were working together,
I kinda lost
all
the thread.
those chance events
Yes.
suddenly become connected.
We lost track a little
And
bit
on
the
top
line.
of that piercing cry of yours
Sounds
early on.
geeky. Extra crispy, spicy.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Hifumi, wasn't it?
It was
Oh,
your
'cause
way
she
of
screamed,
telling
like,
him
super
we are on
loud
the
or
third
something like
floor.
that now.
Everything's going according to plan.
I could see that.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Yup. Called it.
I just realized another strange thing.
I don't think I've had since we left Baker's.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
Oh,
who
well,
we now know was only
Taco Bell,
pretending
no,
to be
when-
dead.
Like recently I bought the...
But I didn't have any food though, I just had the slush.
But you still had something from there.
I had a couple of like cinnamon twists.
I don't know that I've had Cane's chicken, but there
Oh, like a
is-
Raisin Cane?
I guess. I don't
Celeste,
know if you two had-
you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
Do we have
You
one that has
wanted
a
to make
Raisin
sure
Cane?
we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I mean, it's San Diego, so I feel like we must.
Maybe something.
I don't believe
I'll
it.
have to check that right now. I know
Everything.
Bakersfield like just
The
got one
whole
a bit
thing
ago.
was one big act.
Hina,
Yeah,
you
Raisin
were with
Cane's.
Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared,
Oh.
right?
There's one in near Mason.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're
I
gonna
was
try it out
feeling
soon
kind of
now.
sick,
Why
so
is it good?
Celeste
Is it
took me to
delicious?
the bathroom.
Is it nutritious?
Wait,
It's open
Then that
until
was-
3:30 in the morning.
She wasn't
That's
worried
insane.
about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Specializing in crinkle cut fries and Texas.
Each piece
it's
isn't
bomb.
much by
Maniac
itself,
combo
but start
for
putting
sure.
them together and the
I was about to
picture
say it's
gets
the height
very
dessert.
ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
What?
Don't bother trying to deny it.
Oh, you have to get
You made one fatal
like right
mistake.
under the towel.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you
Yeah,
first
it's
said it,
far from us,
but
like 25 minutes.
looking
Extra
back,
piece of bread.
I can say that one little slip-up
Double
was your
dose.
I
undoing.
know it sounds insane, but honestly, any drive out here now is more than
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Now Honey Biscuit.
Well, from the area that I work in, I'm going to be really close to Raising Cane, so one of these days I'm not down there.
And that's what I'm trying to talk myself into.
This looks up like that. Yikes.
Ooh.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding.
Wait a minute.
Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
I'll sell propane and the propane accessories. Your man here, my teeth fall out and I'll come off. Oh, here we go.
That could happen.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
Just you right now, bitch.
We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was,
Take something?
they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh, thank you. Very nice of you.
All the time.
All I said was,
I could be wrong, but
they must really be enjoying this.
I think it's those
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Oh my god, okay,
They
I
must
hope
be positively elated.
Little Miss Fortune.
We are all going to die
Like,
here.
that game and Cranbo
We are going to die.
are
Just like
some
those
of my
guys.
favorite point-and-click games
No, that's wrong.
ever. Little Miss Fortune is a little bit more scary, but still
That's right.
serious.
There's no
And
reason
Cranbo
Celeste
is
should have said,
more
just like
just
those guys died.
But
When
get
she
it, get
said
it, get
that,
it, play it,
none
play
of
it,
us
play
had
it,
told her Taka was dead.
and then tell me about it, because
Exactly.
I love it.
And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
store-bought and Rowlett, like their games.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
That's right. How'd you know them things?
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
But you instantly knew.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
I'm pretty sure you lost your accent when you
Imaginations.
got angry, so...
You
So it doesn't
claim
matter
that I
that
was
I give her a
lying when
messed
I
up
told
accent all
you
the time
that
before
I
she was
saw.
faking it?
Pretty much.
Okay, good.
Then what
My
about the
accent was
picture
real
I
bad.
took?
picture you fake, deep fake.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Like they're just throwing it over him.
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
Right, it just stands up like a toy or
So let's
something.
put the suit on,
Rigid, like,
and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
Oh.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple.
Alright,
Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging
Hopefully your
Hifumi
sauce
away?
comes out better this time.
What could you possibly
Good
mean
luck
by
breaking the
that?
store.
Yeah.
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
That's right, Celeste. Hell, I
No,
don't think that's it.
there is no other explanation.
Other explanations.
Hifumi did it all and killed
There wasn't
himself.
a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. Hifumi and the suspect dancing, Hifumi and the suspect dancing.
Hifumi dragging the suspect away. I could see that, like piggyback ride style.
I got it!
Okay.
It's not
Like,
a picture of the
honestly, I
suspect
can carry
dragging
you.
Hifumi. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Yeah, if you like
That's certainly within
got
the realm of
knocked out and I had to carry
possibility.
you, I'd have to lay you
Like, on
over the
top,
top
yeah.
of me to carry you.
The one
no way I
being
could
dragged
just-
off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be
I
suspicious.
really just don't know how this like.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Got you good.
I'm just so upset about that.
Such a thing
I want to say it's because it's
is
Friday. my
utterly
brain doesn't rest it,
impossible.
but, like,
Fair. Tomorrow.
Hifumi was dragging him away?
Well, I don't know if
Ridiculous.
we're gonna be able to stream tomorrow.
Is it?
we have
I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Maybe it'll be in the
Then
morning,
shut your mouth
or
and allow me
late
to
at night,
educate you.
Okay.
After we come home.
That's why I was happy we did tonight's stream, because if we can't get tomorrow's done.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to keep our Friday. And it's hard to believe we originally planned on it being an hour. And now we're like coming up on 2.
For us, it is 7:57.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous.
Still
As you can
early,
see in the
but longer
picture,
than I
the
anticipated.
suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no
They just
way
shoved
they could
Hero
stand
in
up
and
straight
carried
like
around.
that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
That'd be hilarious.
No way!
Ah, dang it, I'll show you. I remember right when he said, I said that shit meant that.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Damn it.
Shoot!
It's gonna be a 4, isn't it?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight!
So maybe try it.
You
same
tried to
place,
make me look like the bad guy!
but yeah.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
No, that's wrong.
All those 5 Nights at Freddy's books I've been listening to. I'm all
No.
about the animatronics.
Even if
freeze
the
yourself
person
with
inside
words.
the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
No waste. No twerking for him.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh, like it's a fake prop?
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially
look on her
designed
face when she
and
gets
stuffed Hiro into it.
Oh,
Right?
That's how
Like
they
the
were able to
horrible
fake
Five
that
Nights at
whole
Freddy's
thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the
so they
suit
made
was
the
to
suit,
blame.
They made everything like.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Too much
Check
coke.
mate.
Alex says too much coke.
Okay.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot!
Exactly.
What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly! You want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already
I have to
forgotten
turn off
what
the-
Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Here. I'm gonna slow down on it then for you. Who was it who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? You? That's right. I remember their name.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote,
Yeah. but you can
Yasuhiro.
Freaking lie about it.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
And go ahead. See again, your accent.
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's
Yes,
actually
it's
Taro.
Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Use everyone's last name.
You gave everyone nicknames now.
Well, I missed it. I was in the
I don't
bathroom.
remember shit.
Oh, you asked him about Hifumi?
Yeah.
Shoot!
I think it was last names. Because he called him Mr.
Think
Nagy.
back to how did he refer to each of us?
I got it!
Right?
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name,
And that's very
Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental.
catch that at
By
all.
chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
Well, yeah, he died.
So
Run out of
Hifumi was
energy
trying
or
to
run
tell
out
us
of
the
life?
last name of whoever killed him?
The last
But the
person.
name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one
Oh, like her
person it
real
could
name?
apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Yeah.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Yeah.
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
She's like a TikTok girl gone too deep. She renamed herself and everything. Like insisting.
Am I gonna have a bullet time right now?
Of course, we gotta be getting towards the end of this. E-handbook, spotless
handbook.
They did say that would be
He
important.
was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Is that why she's trying to blame it on Hiro? Because if her last name is Yasuhiro, and isn't his first
How
name
long do you
Yasuhiro?
plan to go on
Or is
pretending?
it Yasahiro maybe?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
Out of here.
No!
Oh, look at you. She's in the e-handbook.
Break.
That's it! The handbook!
Show us and prove your name.
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Fucking whip it out.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
Pull off the braids. Pull off the braids. Come on. Just do it.
When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
that's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
My apple hating ass.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Oh, she was the
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me
yeah.
go over the case again, from the beginning,
forgot what her thing
and shed
was.
light on all your crimes.
TBH.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
This is the hardest one in my opinion. The closing argument. Okay.
Honestly, especially since I didn't really understand this one a lot, this is annoying.
So she did something to entice him. Maybe this, I guess.
Gave him a ball?
I don't know what that is. Well, let me go to the other.
And when I say see what everything is. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, pushing the thing. Oh yeah, they knock him down. And that's gonna be the camera one to the left, right?
Yeah, so this is that.
He's waiting.
Oh, I don't remember what hammer he used.
To kill Taka, it's 4, right? I think it's 4.
Oh, I guess. Honestly, I think this one is just.
Like that meeting.
Yeah. what's up, Danny? How you doing?
Right, because it's blue. He's pretending. Oh, maybe this is when he knows they're coming. Oh, well, hold on. Who did he tell to meet him at 1? Hero, right?
Yes.
Or was Hero's note to meet him at 6?
No, at 1.
At 1?
So this one, no, this one.
Right? Maybe he's
At 1 o'clock is when he shows up, and then he gets knocked out.
And then maybe that's the watch?
Yes, so, yeah.
There's no blood, so he has to fake it somehow. Maybe his backpack, where like he turns and runs for the blood. Or he doesn't have to be bloody yet, I don't think. Try the backpack one. We can always try again. Then the fake mallet is Justice Hammer 3. Because he didn't actually hit himself with that. Oh. Right? At least for now?
Yeah, just pushing it, and then him.
And then the real killer comes and gets him. Get him with the bloody hammer. Because they don't talk about how she gets rid of the hammer. Or she washes it, but I don't think they show it. I'm probably not, but A for effort. Let's watch it.
Here's exactly what happened.
This is yeah, that's from the
Before
murder
anything,
case.
the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder.
Yep, actually right on that.
Hifumi, with an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise.
That was right.
Yep. I'm good at puzzles.
First, they convinced someone to meet.
I teach narratives, so I know about plot.
That someone they met with. The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
I guess they could have just drugged him with shit from the nurse's office.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him. While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of. They did all this just to create. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
Ooh, that fucking face. That looks like one of those gross Ed and Nenny cartoons you watch.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room.
Yeah, there you go.
The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1. They wanted to make sure we bought this. The second fake incident was the attack in the... This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2. And in injured with these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create it that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
The chips? Or Jess's hammer too?
Yes.
Right.
'Cause this makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't get the crystal ball
This is from an older
or the chips.
the killer is you!
At least it starts off from where it was. You don't have to, like,
So, for the first fake there,
This would suck
they
if you
wanted
had
to
to go
set
back.
this time with these two that this we fell.
Yep, I think it was that one.
While we did that, we left Hifumi. This was exact.
Yep.
I just love how it looks like he's doing rhythmic
and
gymnastics.
Justice
like-
Hammer 3 and
I
turned
don't know
the
what
room
music I
into a
want to put
crime
behind
scene.
that, but something. Some rave music maybe. Just...
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
They're like,
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had
Got up,
disappeared,
walked
we
away.
all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But
I
even
love his little
Hifumi
cat ears.
didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Big jab.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. Let's rip off those pigtails. I don't know if that's the way she's gonna go. I just really, really hope it is.
Celeste. Sorry, you lose.
I was gonna say they can't turn their backs on each other if they don't cross. Like,
I lost? I lost?
Yep.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such
Put your ass
words?
back,
They
what is
hang
it?
heavy
Fucking
around my neck.
Get back
Then
into
you
your own
admit it?
anime.
You're the
right?
killer?
We didn't call for this crossover.
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Fair.
Interesting.
And your accent was so fake.
Again, grateful because mine were so bad for her. Not that any of my other accents have been like exceptional, but hers was particularly bad.
Oh yeah.
I think we've gotten all A's so far.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to
No A
begin.
pluses or like S
Or,
ranks, but
no.
Well,
I
but
suppose
GG.
this is the end, isn't it?
thank you, Alex.
It is indeed the moment we've all
So we're
been
gonna
waiting
mute
for.
the mic so there's
Time
no
to
feedback,
vote.
but we're gonna
Okay,
turn up our audio so
okay.
we can
If you
hear
would,
what's about to
please
happen. So we're
locate your
just gonna go
lever
mute for a
and
little
cast
bit.
your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Hey, wait a minute. You're just a kid.
What?
Well, I guess I'm gonna read this part.
The black and this time, the true killer who devised the whole sticking scheme was... Ta-da! Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro!
Honestly.
Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure she relied
I wish I
on
had more
her
hands,
speciality.
so I could give those titties 4 thumbs down.
4 thumbs down.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree. I just flashed him. Easy.
Right.
Free.
So then,
Then did you use... you know. Yes. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko.
It's...
You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice.
I had to choke him in the stomach.
Indeed.
I used her.
Oh my god.
Did you murder little AI? For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but... it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. So that stupid little computer.
You're talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. Mind your business. We got shit to do.
I'm gonna go build my own theme park with blackjack and hookers. In fact, forget the park.
I would go there, but are the hookers free if you pay for your ticket? Or, like, do you have to pay an additional price?
I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with.
Dream on, skin tube.
Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone. It's about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
So then,
I have proof. Would you like to see it?
No.
As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera.
Oh.
I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there.
Ooh.
So she planted her own evidence.
Yeah.
I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
Grr. So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
oh,
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night, unannounced. And then, it's hard for me to even say, he abused me.
Wow.
what?
Whoa, this got dark fast. And he took pictures. He said if I didn't do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So, I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime! An absolute crime!
Like a literal crime, actually. But
I mean, I knew he got a little crazy, but...
Say what?
I I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable.
I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
But that's what we want.
Hmm?
Why are you bullying me?
Actually,
Taka's planning to escape. And he made you the target.
Oh,
What? Escape? You don't mean...
He is going to try to kill you.
Well,
Well, it's just so easy. He can keep her to himself.
That
This
bastard.
is completely unforgivable.
Bastard. Bastard.
honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Yeah, she straight up took advantage of his very weirdness.
Absolutely not. How could I? He...
I swear, I will save her!
Well, there you go.
Superhero mode.
actually,
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
He's like, what's complete?
You've joined my cult.
What are you talking about?
She told you.
Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable.
Yeah, he was obsessed. Just stroke, no finish, yep.
The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
Fair.
But
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
That's it? I mean, you're right. But that's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation.
What a bitch!
Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
Yikes.
I feel like I could cry.
Well,
Check the chicken. How is it not dead yet?
How did you explain the part about him being dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
Let's see. Well, I believe it. After he did his part of pretending to be dead once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded.
On the verge of death. He barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. Fucker didn't listen. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that. He believed it. So why'd he still fuck it up?
It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the love of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it out. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end,
You should have had a plan to kill him all along.
Double duh. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
That's a good point.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to me?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Yakuya.
I wonder about that.
Why are you scared of the strong woman? That sounds like your problem.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, sure. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been to escape.
But...
all along you've been saying how we had to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
Because you couldn't
This
gamble.
is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream.
And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle.
Wow. Castle?
All that for a motherfucking castle. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards.
Yikes.
I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need.
Yikes.
Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Danny, can you believe this shit that we're going through right now? What is this? Is she even gonna be drinking? Look, does that butler have blood? He's like, I made you your favorite drink.
Don't
Red
ask what's
sugar
in it.
water. Just. I've seen it up, JoJo. $10 million would have made that dream a reality. Right to the end.
There is nothing to be done.
Yup, you died. You lost. Sucks to be you.
Just the worst.
The Bloody Mary. Cherry Kool-Aid. It's all red liquids that they could find and they just mixed it together and gave it to her.
I can't find my favorite.
Oh.
Let me feel. That's a pointless name. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for misunderstanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm?
The crab rave, yay! Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared?
My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in it.
But you lost.
She's talking about fooling herself. Like she's gonna say, fuck this, it's not bad. So that when she dies, it's like, fuck
And that's
this.
why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, I'd want to be a slime.
Isn't it wonderful?
Done with you. Marie Antoinette, of course you would want to.
Hey.
You just get executed again.
I hate that anime.
She did. It looked like, to me, like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie.
Ooh, is it time? Is it time?
That weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The black and disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
They straight up killed her with a truck.
I was about to say, did she just get run over by the fire truck?
I think so.
Like, they started to set her on fire. She gets hot.
Just to mess with her, and then hit her with a big-ass fire truck.
Well, damn. I wanted them to pull off her pigtails, so I am a little disappointed.
The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world. And so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash and just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that's the reality. It just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
No.
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you'll answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Whoa.
Ooh, how exciting!
She's a robot
What do you
too?
mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
Lies.
Right? What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body.
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kind of weird. I think it's about time I get out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on and enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Again. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but... what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? That means...
Celeste probably hid it.
Oh, duh, alter ego.
I suppose sometimes it's easier to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea.
Mo's back, but we're just about to be by.
Just missed it, too. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room.
You just missed the death.
We approached the dressing room. Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey.
I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
Celeste. Celeste was the culprit, and
Master
she
Chief?
was killed.
You mind telling me what you're doing?
She had a
at
fake
SmackDown?
name.
What?
So, finishing this Big Mac.
Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
Do you even have to ask? Pendejo? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want.
Thank you, Byakuya, because I needed your permission.
Well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo.
I'm tired.
I'm gonna go to the dining hall. I'm hungry.
So, Makoto and Kyoko, we're gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her total pushovers with the shoulder back.
Trying to forget what Hina said, and everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there.
Shall we go?
Yeah.
Moses, who is next on
So
his
then.
pointy hair list?
Kyoko took the key, and I'm assuming went towards it and opened it, and there she was. Safe, thank goodness. Whenever her Kyoko sounds of relief, it was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word, I said quietly.
So,
Oh, I might be able to open the last set of files soon.
maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best. So please, just wait a little while longer.
So now we can officially say the case is closed.
Well, as far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second since we have this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
You.
Is that why you wanted to come here with me, nosy ass?
Right?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
But I want to know. I don't need to know. That just makes me want to know even more.
What?
I'm so worried about
Worried?
you. Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural to think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too?
Yeah, Sakura can straight kill somebody with them thighs. No! I believe you.
What?
Me and Victor had this discussion earlier, but I feel like
Isn't it obvious?
Danny missed out on it.
That's what I wanted you to tell me.
I've decided muscly girls with muscly thighs are not the right way to go. It's too scary.
It's too scary.
If you're gonna have big thighs, they gotta be soft, not hard like rocks. Soft.
It's true.
Soft. Then maybe I can believe you.
Sanpakto hair. Just
A little more.
Then...
That's fine.
I like soft thighs only. I'll tell you why we've been disappearing. You see? It's time to make dinner.
Right. Frankly,
No.
kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. What?
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. But...
Sorry, I'm fighting with Danny in the chat.
I'm dying.
He's gonna lose about muscle thighs.
Soft, all soft, soft equals yes. I don't know. Them muscly thighs, I'm telling you.
We just had this conversation.
You had this conversation.
I stood on a hill and spoke to you. And you should have observed my word. Because it's truth. Thick thighs? Hell yes. But nice and soft so I can squeeze them.
So I can squeeze them, she says.
What's the point if you can't squeeze them? Is there a point? No. I don't like watermelon, so like, what are you gonna crack with your thighs? Not my face.
Not my face.
Like, I'm looking for pillows, not my head between rocks. Like, have you ever got your head stuck in like a crevice of rocks?
No, I don't know how anyone can just randomly.
But you see it in the movies, and it looks so uncomfortable. No, they're always rock hard. It's horrible.
Especially if they work out all the time.
You poke some of those gymnasts' thighs, and they're just like solid rocks no matter what you do.
Well, we're done for now.
We gotta do the 2 S's now.
Yeah. What 2 S's?
Smoke and smash.
Smoke and smash.
So I can eat the rest of my pizza.
Yes. The pizza is what I'm excited for. But we're gonna leave it off here. Apparently we need to go into the boys' restroom.
I was like, damn, I don't want to do it in there.
Well, no, we have to go to the boys' restroom. We have to go to the back room because apparently there's something waiting for us there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where we're gonna
with your
start
pants
off.
around your ankles.
Exactly.
I thought this wasn't the surprise.
So, yeah, thank you guys for hanging out.
I missed you, Alex. I never
Thanks
see
for watching.
you.
See you guys next time. See even my little birdie little over there, the little raven. Give him a good time. Because yes, beautiful. It's good times. We'll be probably on Sunday. I don't know if we're gonna be on Saturday because again we have company tomorrow. But if we hop on Sunday, of course you guys will know. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, whatever the fuck YouTube says. This is YouTube.
I don't think aren't we on Twitch?
Right. And then we'll just pick this up on the next one. So thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll see y'all later.
Bye.